Welcome
back, y'all.
To Stage Left
Right vibes.
with José Alfredo.
Ibet.
That's the first time we got that shit right.
So like that. It was like this. It's not nerves at all because
maybe it's the new ambience.
it must be. It must be a little bit of a Peruvian power.
I know, right? The stage is here. Now time to perform.
With that said, we have a guest with us today.
Who could it be?
Who actually is hosting. I don't know. We're actually
I'm a guest.
we're
in my own
actually
house.
your guest. We're your guest at this point. And the best
the
host.
best host.
I do what I can.
People who have been to the show as our guest at our location are gonna watch us and be like, "Wow, they suck at hosting."
They're gonna block your number probably.
They're not coming back.
I myself, a host of this show, has felt unwelcome at our location
I'm dead.
where we
A lot to
record.
unpack here.
Well, cheers, salud.
Salud.
Also,
Salud.
fair to mention, Daniel made these. So,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, he didn't even introduce himself. How rude.
well, we can introduce him.
History.
Today with us, we have Daniel, also known as TrumpetPapi,
Hola, hola,
Well-
buenas, buenas.
at TrumpetPapi.
TrumpetPapi. Let's.
I did want to do your whole name, but I literally forgot your last name.
That's embarrassing.
Okay.
Do you know my last name?
Oh,
You know, bro.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I want to play. Does anyone know my last name?
Do you know her last name?
It's okay.
Herrera.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
See?
We know our friends.
Flores.
Yeah.
Fuck, I got there. I got there
It was a
eventually.
joke. He
It
knew your
was.
last name the
I'm a
entire time.
professional. That's too
I mean, it's
funny.
probably better that people don't know my name because my
Actu-
identity has been stolen and I have a
Oh.
very common name. There was 4
How
Daniel
do
Flores
you
in my high
feel?
school. Yeah, no.
You just outed him in front of everybody.
Actually, we audited ourselves. We just said our full government
Full
name.
government.
Social security numbers next, guys.
That's
Stay-
next episode.
Stay tuned. But since we,
Wait, we cheered and no one drank.
I did.
Oh, I didn't. Did you
Dang.
drink?
I took a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
Mm. There's something stuck at the bottom.
Like that
That's
on
called mint.
camera.
While Jose
You
chokes,
can't
I made
make
an agua fresca de fresa, chamoy rim, tajin, and a little bit of mint. We added some mezcal that came all the way from Oaxaca. Yeah.
Nice.
I can't use a straw. It's broken.
It's broken.
Oh, that's delicious.
It is really, really good. So thank you so much for that. But let's dive into this new name that has now become you.
It's your moniker.
It is, yeah.
It's my brand.
It is
who
your
I am.
brand. I refuse to say it.
You should see our communications between each other when we were scheduling you. I was like, TrumpetPapi is coming. And she's like, we are not,
Not calling
calling him
him
that.
Guest number 4.
Guess again.
Trumpet sir, trumpet dude.
Right.
People call me Trumpet Dad.
Don Trumpet.
Don
Hey.
Trumpet. How did you arrive at TrumpetPapi?
I personally did. It kind of came from bullying, to be honest, because I, for the longest time,
Love
like
the
my
rookie
government
story.
name, right, was just Daniel Flores. So people would always just call me D-Flow through high school, college. But when I started posting, like I didn't have anything trumpet specific, and I knew I had to get something. And then I finally posted a video, and my friend was like, "Okay, TrumpetPapi," and I was like, "You know what? That's so obnoxious that is gonna
That-
work." And it's
became
memorable,
it.
yeah.
You became it.
Yeah, full transformation.
No, okay, that makes sense. I love that.
Yeah, you take
someone making
the
fun
mockery
of you.
and look at you
Yeah,
now
you make
getting
something out of it.
all these brand deals out of trumpet, whatever.
all zero brand deals, yes.
We'll see how long Ibet can go
I
throughout this episode without,
Call.
with like swerving.
I know, right? Just
Swerving.
dodging it.
And it's because I knew you before
Yeah.
this, and then you guys knew each other prior,
Yeah,
even
we
more
did.
prior to that. So how did you guys meet?
We met at UIC.
At UIC, yeah.
Mariachi Fuego. I
Mhm.
was doing my master's there, and you actually weren't doing.
Anything?
You weren't
I was
doing
doing anything.
What What were you
I know,
doing?
right? He's like, he doesn't even go here. I do realize most people probably didn't even know what I was doing there. So for sure, like in college, I started the first college mariachi in the state of Illinois and Northwestern, so Mariachi Northwestern. And the big goal out of that was like we made a collegiate mariachi network to kind of support other schools to do the same thing, because it's like it's super important to have Latin American music, obviously at predominantly white institutions, and especially at like Latino serving institutions like UIC. So we helped start up groups at Notre Dame, Connecticut College, and then UIC came. I got connected with director Mendoza, and he was just like, "How did you guys do it, this and that?" And then like I just gave him all this information, helped him out. I'm like, anything you need, like I sent him my music. Like I'm like, bro, this is what we need in Chicago, especially. Yeah, literally all of that. And then at the end of it, he was like, "Do you want to just come play?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "As a community member." I was like, "I don't have to set up rehearsals. I don't have to do logistics. I get to just play." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, cool." So I just started and we go play.
Nice.
Wow, that was a really deep answer.
Really
I was just expecting. I was just rolling through Chicago.
Well, I was gonna say like, okay, flex, Papi.
We're not calling him that either.
I mean, that was a good flex, though. That was great.
Yeah,
that's awesome, though. That's amazing. Like that. That's really cool.
And then because you're not Mexican yourself,
I'm not.
You are
very much Peruvian.
very much Peruvian, but you came from the great state of.
I don't know about great, but I came from the city of San Antonio, Texas, yeah.
Texas,
which is South Texas, which is a Mexican enclave.
So on the hand.
Oh yeah, so.
I was kidding. That's the thing. Isn't that for what state is that for?
That's Michigan, because it's like a minute. But Texas, it works because you got El Paso over here, you got Dallas, and then San Antonio is like right south in the middle. Like that.
Oh.
Okay.
Texas is big. It
It's a
takes
big
a full 24 hours to go from one to the other. It's
yes,
crazy.
I know. I took a bus from here to Mexico once.
Were you poor?
Where
R is
where are is? Thank you.
These pronouns are he, him, broke.
Past, present, future tense
Yeah,
will be.
I put the starved in starving. So
Also,
you
wow, elitism, wild.
wild.
Not on this podcast.
So can you talk about more of what that is? Because just having like a Peruvian, no offense, starting a mariachi program here in Illinois, because we desperately needed that, especially starting at a college level. But Texas was way ahead of the game for all that. Like they started them at like 2 years old over there.
Yeah, seriously.
Like I remember going to a conference and I was competing with a 5-year-old. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So then I kicked a 5-year-old in the face.
Oh my god!
Off the stage.
Off
Oh
the
my
stage,
God.
little one.
Stage left.
Exit.
Wrong
Stage
vibes.
left. Wrong vibes, bitch. I'm sorry. Totally kidding. Love children. So you had that so did you start mariachi in school or?
So yeah, San Antonio is like the largest major city in the country with a Mexican majority. So there was a plentiful of like mariachi programs, but unfortunately my high school didn't have one, even though majority of students were Latino. But the high school next to mine had one. So I really didn't get to like do any kind of mariachi music until like my last year of high school, where my friend had kind of like a trio where he would play mariachi covers, and that's the closest I got to playing it. But I always wanted to do it, I mean, I grew up like listening to it. Obviously Mariachi Vargas always has their kind of like big extravaganza in San Antonio, so I always loved hearing the sound of the mariachi trumpet, because it's such the antithesis of like what traditional concert band trumpet is.
Yeah. So when did you pick up the trumpet?
I started in 6th grade.
Ah, yes.
Was it one of those where like you pick an instrument and test on it?
It picks you.
Oh, ooh,
I was-
like a Harry Potter wand.
Yes.
I didn't know that was such a pivotal moment, because I scored exactly the same on trumpet and clarinet. And I don't know why I picked trumpet. Like, because I mean,
Well, I
clarinet
know.
Papi does not have
'Cause
the
you're
same ring
homophobic,
to it,
that's
let's
why.
be real.
Because you're homophobic. Only gay people play the clarinet. That's why. Only faggots play the clarinet.
Squidward's gay.
I mean, come
Have
on.
you seen the show?
I thought he was just obsessed with this song.
SpongeBob.
Which is
Look at him connecting the dots live.
we love to see learning happen
in real time. That is funny. But no, like I also remember when you go for orchestra or band and like you sign up to do whatever, and then they test you like, what can you do? Whatever you score better at, whatever scoring they have, and it's like choose. So
But you have to imagine those adults are skewing those scores based on knowing you. Did they know you or no?
No, because it was like I was a 6th grader. I had just gotten into school.
Oh,
it was like
I
before
see.
schooling started.
Yeah, these are like
I don't know how this
straight-
works. That's
right,
why.
because you hold the guitar beautifully.
Yeah, I hold the guitar beautifully. I don't play anything, so it's fine.
Dang, that's crazy. Imagine if you would have gone the clarinet route.
Oh my God, you'd have been clarinet Papi.
I don't think I would have been anything.
I don't think.
No offense to clarinet players. My life would have taken a different course.
Well, you wouldn't have been in a mariachi. That's for
Would've
sure.
been a mariachi.
Sure, no.
That's
Or the first clarinet and mariachi ever. Annie's Peruvian. They would have talked so much shit. Yeah.
or scholarships on scholarships. Let's go.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of
How?
clarinet players.
No one's gonna.
No one's
No one's looking for that. By the way,
Yeah.
They would have charged me extra.
Right, exactly. Like nobody wants that.
This guy stinks.
you would have had to switch to flute or something.
My sister started on the clarinet when she first went into band. Oh, those first years, you would just hear. Burr, 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 ah, burr, 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 ah. Oh, it was terrible. I was like, please stop. No.
Did you make her cry, or was it just Jose?
Wow. I had to do clarinet
See?
in college for my degree.
Oh,
Why?
because you were gay.
They're like automatically. And the
Immediately
flute.
At
the same time. He's like, what's the
Well,
most phallic instrument?
Well, I got 2 hands, don't I? Bitch.
I don't feel safe.
You did this. First of all, you started it.
Really did start it.
So se aguantan. Se
Right.
aguantan.
Everything not to say Papi. Like,
Because if you're going to play the game, I'll play it better.
Right. It's usually how it goes. Yeah.
No, because, for a music ed degree, you have to learn how to play like the basics of.
And you chose a clarinet?
No, like all of them.
Oh.
So clarinet, flute, bassoon, violin, viola, cello, guitar. That's how I actually started the guitar again. That's how I picked up a guitar.
Because you
in
were
undergrad.
wait,
forced
how
to
many
do it.
instruments did you not have to learn? I was like,
So
I was gonna say
the
so.
only ones that I did not have to do were flute.
You just said flute.
I know that doesn't add up, but okay.
That was the only one. No,
Do we
because
know what a flute is?
yeah, because no. So clarinet was actually paired with saxophone because they have the same fingering ish, and I think that's it. Bassoon, I definitely did because I really like that one.
Can we get a fact check on that?
I know,
Fact check on
The
it.
clarinet
Production team.
Yeah, production team.
Which
Hey.
he's about to become part of this
I
shit.
know, yeah.
actually.
Literally. Let's look at the graduation requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are. What other instruments are there in like a band setting?
I mean, did you have to learn by sections? Like, did you have to do strings, woodwinds, brass, or what was the kind of breakdown? Because I thought friends had to do like 3, but they have to be in different kind of
Like
groups.
sections, yeah.
They were by so like clarinet and saxophone were together. That was one class. Cello and something else were together, and I can't remember what it was. Viola,
Well, a string instrument,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
right? Violin was on its own because I think
As it should be.
it was just it's a major instrument.
Yeah.
Guitar was on its own because you can't really like.
You didn't have to do a brass instrument?
Oh, thank you. Trumpet. What else is it? Oh, the guy where you stick your hand in there.
Woo,
French horn.
That's crazy.
Hey, yo.
Whoa,
It's not that kind of podcast.
No.
Is it not? Is it not?
Yikes. The way I clenched when you did
I
that,
mean-
I was like,
I mean, it was college. We were all exploring ourselves.
Experimenting,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hands-on learning. For sure.
Speaking of experimenting, Daniel.
Oh my God.
we didn't give him the safe word.
I'm in danger. Mom, pick me up.
Many
Mom.
blinking is happening right now.
I want to go home.
That is funny. So
They're recovering. They're recovering.
What
It
What
was
are
a
we
lot.
talking about?
You know, earlier when you asked if it was hot in here, now it's hot.
Now
It's
it's a little
I'm feeling a little warm. But no,
that,
back to where.
so you started, you were UIC, you guys,
Yes, we met at
Mariachi
Fuego. And then you were in
started
Madera
that.
Once.
I was in Madera
You
Once.
transit for a while.
Is it
He was our first-
through that relationship, through the Mariachi Fuego relationship, where Madera Once became a band?
Yes.
Yeah. Because all
Well,
your members were from Fuego,
Originally,
no?
it was only 3 of us.
Oh.
That's where the name comes from.
Oh, I do remember. Oh, I don't think people know this story.
I don't know. Maybe have we not talked that? It would be that's funny. Episode 21, and
Here we are. The name.
Yeah, I know. He's
So
just been edging them.
See, ahí le comienza. Ahí le comienza, and I'll finish it.
Pun intended.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, obviously, I'm a smart person. Madera back to wood. Madera once.
And once. Once.
Good one. See, we're really
Yo
bouncing
también
off of each
juego.
other here.
Yo también sé jugar.
No, Madera once is because the 3 instruments that were originally in the band were all made of wood, and once comes from the 11 strings that are shared amongst the upright bass and the guitar. So
Cute.
yeah, and then we realized we need a lead player because I hold the guitar really nice. A cajon cannot play notes, and a bass, no one wants to hear a bassist play lead. So
I love my bass players.
Please don't ever leave the group.
Don't ever leave.
There has not been one episode where Jeanette has not been mentioned. By
Yeah,
the way.
it's true. That's how
Or
I keep
Mario, I guess.
I
at this
know.
point.
That's how I keep
Yeah.
my sponsorship.
Blink twice and you're not okay, guys.
It's like that Beyonce rumor. I mean, when people accept their awards.
Oh, yes,
the-
yes, yes. And they
have
have
you heard
to
that rumor?
and they have to thank Beyonce.
Oh my god.
Like that whole like.
It's like Beyonce, thank God.
But they're the same
And
thing.
then there's
but
like
okay.
people who like that have done compilations of people at the podium thinking Beyonce, every single
Like
time.
people that you didn't even know
Knew
knew
Beyonce.
a Beyonce song in their
Right.
life. Okay, so that's you. So then you later joined as part of the melody to give it more
Yeah.
of a fuller sound.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Whatever it is. That
No,
he
no, yeah, and
contributed.
So that
I was a
What
contribution.
did you do? What did you do?
why are you here?
Why are
no,
you
just kidding.
here?
No, but yeah. And I think I asked you actually. I think I was the one who asked.
He did. He opened
I was
the-
gonna say, is that true?
Yes, because because I met you at UIC, and I was the one really like rallying people for it. Like I had to convince Mario, Sam, and then you. Yeah. So I went one by one, as I like to do.
Divide and conquer.
Wow, this whole episode's gonna be.
Yeah. Whew. So that's cute. That's awesome. So you guys met through that, and then through that kind of whole thing. Well, through Maderonce is where I met you. Well, first, I don't know what came first, the
Really?
chicken or the egg. Was it that Sirena started, and then it just happened to be that is where we rehearsed because that's where one of our members lived, and you were the roommate, or did I know you prior to
I
that?
don't know, but yeah, I'm trying to think our origin story of like.
Me, yeah.
I mean, we're not friends.
Yes,
never-
estamos viejitos.
We're not even. I don't
We're not
even know who
friends,
you
yeah.
are. I refuse to say your name.
But I do remember like one of the
Oh, wait,
earliest
both of you?
thing.
Never mind. Okay.
What?
No, just keep going with the story.
But I do remember recording a cover like all 3 of us in that apartment. But I'm trying to think before that. I'm not entirely sure where.
I
might
don't
have been.
know. I don't
Maybe
know.
it was at like one of the Fuego rehearsals.
It
'Cause I know
had
they would
to
have like
been.
open jam sessions at
We
UIC.
would
You
Pop in.
never came to a juego.
I went to for sure 2,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but I think this was after you were gone.
Got it. Because I did join the tail end of my like time at UIC.
Yeah.
So once I graduated, I don't think
Yeah.
I didn't go back.
I don't remember because I'm really trying to remember how I even knew you, like how that even happened. It must have been like a Pilsen thing.
Oh my god, yeah, I have
Yeah,
no
I'm,
idea
like,
how you and I
trying to
met.
I know.
No,
That's crazy.
that's why.
We thought it was safer that way.
I'm assuming it is like I saw you perform because a certain
'Cause
someone invited me to.
Well, because we
your-
started up in Pilsen a lot, and then
so did we.
So did you guys. So I think
Yeah.
it just kind of. I think that's how it kind of
We
happened.
cross
Exactly.
paths.
Cross paths, and then we ended up rehearsing at your apartment.
Yeah.
My favorite story is we were Sirenas was doing. We were rehearsing for the Concha Fest, and it happened to be at Talia Hall.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember we were rehearsing, and it was late at night, and there's a knock at the door. And then we're like, oh my God, that's so scary. So let's send the man. So then Daniel goes and like is being very like heroic. And then and then all we hear is like, it's not Talia. We're like, well, you can come check us out at Talia.
Adding fuel to the fire.
Adding fuel to it. It was kind of because like he was an amazing, host of the place and stuff like that. We tried to be very respectful, but it's hard like rehearsing.
Yeah,
and also también un poquito mensa is like, why would we rehearse in an apartment complex? Also when we would rehearse, I don't know if you were
How
there
late
most of
was
the
it?
time. Well, when we first started, we would go into like really late hours of the night. So I take full responsibility on that. I remember when we would first kind of start rehearsing, your neighbors downstairs would start blasting rock music and like heavy metal just to avoid hearing like us rehearsing. And at that point, we were just strings. We didn't have trumpets.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It was just like
So it was just that. It was acoustic. Yeah, it was just string instrumentation. So thank you for that. Free house.
I almost got evicted in a 10-day notice. I will say though, it was funny because I remember it would be Sundays. You guys would come on Sundays into the apartment and rehearse there.
He's traumatized because I don't remember.
He knows.
Yeah.
He's like, every
like,
Sunday he wakes
Sunday.
up
It's like,
sweating.
fuck.
Like,
No,
it's just
because
like,
I would usually
they're
just
here.
like give them the apartment. So I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
no, you guys play cool. I would leave, go do something, and I come back. But I feel like when I realized I would come back later in the day and everyone's hanging out, so I just assumed they were hanging out. But turns out they were like rehearsing for like 4 to 5 hours a day. And I mean, it's like it's hardwood floor, so the sound does carry. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
No.
I mean, the white boys downstairs, they sucked. They needed to get out of Pilsen, so this is a good way to push that out. And then the landlord's daughter lived upstairs. So obviously
that
she
didn't
was
help.
so
Yeah.
entitled to anything. They said that we were walking too loud at night sometimes. I'm just like, bro, like,
What?
Yeah, we all need to calm down.
That's
Be for real,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that. And I remember, I think where we officially were all, when we all did that one first like video
yeah.
in that circle in your like living room.
Oh yes, that was
Yeah.
and that was a Madera Once and Sirena's
Sirena's
collaboration.
collab that we did. Yeah.
Check out the YouTube videos; they're out there
Still
somewhere.
on YouTube.
I am scared to look back at those. Eventually, like sometimes I'll see it like come up, and I'm just like,
There's a comment about me on there that I was like, "Bitch, please, whatever."
oh, what is the
I
comment?
don't know. It was something along the lines of like, they did not care for what I was doing. And I was like,
Production, can we pull that comment up right now? Next
Can we
episode, he lives to react to the comments.
Let's see him.
so fans go troll his account or her account. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's a guy though. But yeah, we did Juan Gabriel, Rocío Dúrcal.
Yeah,
Why did we do that? Was it just for
I
funsies?
think for funsies.
Yeah, I think it was for
because there
fun.
was really
It's a historic collab.
yeah.
Well, and I think that's
Why
also like
wouldn't we
when
do
we
it?
first started, like really like hanging out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
for
guess, yeah. And respecting each other as musicians.
To be
Something
honest,
like that.
I mean, kudos to you guys for being so collaborative. I don't think we always see that, like with groups that are coming up, to being like very
Yeah,
collaborative,
thank
very
you.
open. Like no one's trying to take more of the stage and like lesson learned. You know, what I mean, it was
I
a while ago, but
was-
still, like.
I was fishing for that compliment. Thank you.
Remember that collab and that collab?
Remember when we
How many-
invited you to our space on multiple occasions?
You know what's funny? I had no idea that that's where you rehearsed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all of Pilsen did. They could hear it.
The entire Pilsen knew that we were there.
I mean,
yeah.
I lived like 2 blocks away from you, which
Oh,
is
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Those were the days.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, man.
back then Madera Once all lived in Pilsen. So like
Yeah.
you lived on Racine.
I lived on Racine.
I lived on Troop.
Stay
Mario
tuned
lived
for
on
what
Troop.
car he used to own back in
And then-
2011.
Oh my god. What car? Who, me?
Well, we're giving. That was a joke.
Oh,
It felt good.
and someone lived on. Oh,
No, Sam lived in the Cristo Rey housing off Ashland.
no, not. Oh.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
where he
yeah.
met his wife. Shout out them.
Yeah.
Shout out love.
Samuel
Shout out
and
love.
Anna. It's her birthday soon.
Oh, is
Oh,
it?
speaking of, it's your birthday soon
My
too.
birthday soon too.
Actually, I think her birthday just passed, but your birthday's coming up.
It is.
How are you feeling?
You know, old.
Your Jesus year is almost over. Do you feel like you resurrected this year?
Oh my god, that was deep. I think maybe. I think in different ways, I got out of my shell. I did things I wouldn't do. Like I was terrified of being in front of camera. I would never talk. I just let the trumpet do the talking. But I think opening my mouth has allowed. Oh my god.
What?
Speaking my mind, speaking on things I care about, speaking on behalf of
Opening your
communities.
mouth can get you far in life if you let it.
Wow. Yeah, I think
Then
that's
keep
when
going,
you
just
have
keep
growth,
going,
you
keep
know,
going,
like,
keep
and then I yield my time.
I yield my time.
But no, I feel like it's never too late to do something. I think with social media, my best advice to people is the only mistake you can make is not post. You know,
Okay.
I think whatever subject matter expertise, whatever lived experience you've had, whatever you want to talk about, you have it. You already probably have it in your mind. You just got to post it. The easy part is just editing and putting it up on the internet.
Nice.
It's funny because like I mean I'm not going to say that I know you, but hearing you say that you being on camera makes you really shy, because to me you're not a shy person. Like you're very talkative and you're very easy to talk to.
Yeah, like un sinvergüenza.
Oh, yeah.
It feels
Do
like
be
you
yapping
know,
sometimes.
you know no shame.
He's like, internet trolls, please humble him.
Yeah, right. So like hearing you say that, like even someone that you know in person that is very lively and very talkative can be very shy in front of a camera and still have amazing success with a stupid handle.
Exactly. Idiotic. Come on, guys, let's be real.
Oh, too funny.
So that's very humbling to hear.
Wait, but
for you.
before we move on, I do like to ask, because when people come up to their new birth date, I like to ask what your favorite thing about your last age was. So what's your favorite thing
About this
about
last
33?
year?
Yeah.
Dang. You have to give my age. That's crazy.
Oh, shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Cut
We'll
it
edit
out.
this out. Production team, edit this out.
It's not gonna get edited.
It's
out.
not.
Damn,
Please.
that's a great question. What's been a
Barely
favorite thing?
production team.
I feel like just thinking back and like, you know, like 8-year-old Daniel, 18-year-old Daniel would be like, he's pretty cool. Like, that's dope. I would have never imagined myself doing that or doing these things, or he's actually doing things that he thought he couldn't and he was able to do, kind of thing. I think that would be probably the best part. I feel like I had a couple of those moments this past year, and it's hard to process, but at the same time, it's just like, damn, okay, I did that. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to for 34? Not me reminding people how to do it.
My social security number is.
That's why I didn't say your birthday, honestly.
Yeah. I think for me too, it's just like, I think continuing to like just push myself, be uncomfortable, throw myself in those situations, but also I feel like help other people get over that too. I think, you know, a measure of someone isn't like how far they go, but like also who they help and kind of bring along the way in whatever way, whether it's using my platform, using like kind of expertise, or just being like some people's cheerleader. I feel like there's so many people that I tell actively, like, bro, post, like, I need to see you on here. Like, I want to see you. It doesn't matter if you don't think so. Like, I want to see you do that kind of thing. And I believe in you. If I did it, bro, you can do it. Come on now.
Oh my God, you guys
My
share
name is
that.
TrumpetPapi.
I
Like,
do. I was gonna say. I was like, you must have some Leo in you.
I'm a Capri Sun.
What? You're what?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, bitch. Did you say Capri Sun?
Son, yeah.
Wow, making fun of my passions. That's okay.
So birthday racism.
Yeah,
Birthday
bag
racism.
juice is your passion?
No, zodiac
I
signs.
know.
I'm dead.
Yeah, no, I love that too. Like I love being a cheerleader for people. I think people should just do whatever the fuck they want. But yeah, mentioning the cool things you're doing, you play a lot for sports.
What do you do?
Sports.
I like see your videos and I'm just like, that is cool. How did that happen? Like, what? I see you at sporting events. I see you all social fun extravaganzas. You know, there's moments where I'm like, there's a Chacal. When does a Chacal get hired? When does the other one get hired? Like, it's just like, what do you do?
I have split personalities. Yeah.
Also, do you feel like? Well, actually, answer that question first. I'll ask my next one.
I do a lot of side quests. I feel like that's the best way to put it.
quests.
I feel like also, like, as musicians or just people that do content, you're always doing some different things. And like, I don't know, I feel like for me, one of the scariest things is like monotony in a lot of different ways. So I feel like being able to do different things is cool. I think I also really like leverage like Latinidad, and also like not only showing up, but like taking up space, reminding people, like doing a lot of Latinos in sports, Latinos in social media and music. So I feel like it doesn't necessarily feel like work, but I mean, I'm always kind of on the go doing stuff. And like, I mean, random things like, bro, I never thought Governor Pritzker was gonna be like, hey, come interview me. You know, I mean, like, all right, cool. That was unexpected, but I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, this is another person that maybe another person wouldn't have gotten this opportunity. You got to take advantage of it.
Did you speak through your trumpet on that one, or you?
Actually, there's this Peruvian like pound cake called panettone, and I put it as a mic. He was kind of confused, but hey, I mean, when else has the governor had a panettone in his hands? You know, like we're putting on for Peruvians, unapologetically.
What is a panettone?
So panettone is traditionally like a fruit cake from Italy, but it's gotten so popular in Peru that Peru consumes more than Italy at this point, and it's always eating it in like Christmas time. Yeah,
Panettone.
panettone. Yeah,
That's a fun name.
That is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chacal that you brought up, do you? Because I think you're the only one I know who does Chacal work, at least here in the city, like, which is surprising because like you're not the only Latino trumpet player, and everyone knows who Chacal is.
Exactly.
Do you feel like you've have like a monopoly over it at this point? And I only ask because as a person who gets asked to do Juan Gabriel all the time for everything, it does feel like, oh, is this the only thing that people like want me to do every now and then? Luckily, no. But like, how do you feel about doing El Chacal? Because you're literally the only person I know who does El Chacal, and we run into each other at many an event because I'm doing Juan Gabriel and you're doing the Chacal or whatever.
That's hilarious. And then he plays it for you.
Right? Yeah. Just like, please leave. Why do you think I got hired? Like,
it's the only reason why
the writing's on the wall.
He only does it because he's not in Matarons anymore.
Where's my trumpet?
Put the mask on now.
You want like my other side? No, I feel like the Chacal has been cool. I think it's been funny because I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a hater, but I remember one year for Halloween, like people always dress up as a Chacal.
Yeah.
But none of them actually know how to play trumpet. So it's like, bro, you're kind of, like, my culture is not your costume kind of thing.
And like, the trumpet being your culture.
But to be fair, though, El Chacal was South American. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Oh, stories to be told.
Is it because Don Francisco is Chilean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, the guy who played the Chacal was from Chile.
Oh, I didn't
know
Most of those people on the show were Chilean. All the different like characters, like Cuatro, like all of them are Chilean.
I had no idea.
I have a very, very the memory of when the Chacal mask came off, and it was like this crazy like skeleton ant thing.
Oh. Was that a fever dream or was that an episode?
I don't remember this.
Production team, can we pull up that clip?
Let's fact check that.
Because that has been engraved in my memory. Because that was our tradition as a household. We would watch Sábado Gigante, and I remember one time someone pulled off his mask, and it was like obviously it was planned, but it was now I know as an adult it was planned. But it was like this crazy like skeleton ant thing. So
no recollection.
No recollection at all. Oh my god! So that's interesting. So now I didn't know it was a whole Chilean.
I think
cast.
even like just hearing that, like Sábado Gigante was so special for us because for us it was filmed in Miami. Like obviously personal ties. Like my aunt, I have a lot of family that grew up in Miami. Like she won a car on that show. Like you can see my cousin's grandma, my aunt, like on that show and everything.
That's so
cool. I think also what was really cool about it being Peruvian, and also like I grew up in an area where there weren't a lot of immigrant families. Everyone was like Mexican American, but not necessarily like immigrants. So I think Sábado Gigante is one of the best and most inclusive like pan Latin American shows. You know, you saw so many different artists, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Peru, like, and it was just like, wow, like everyone really felt represented, and like that was a cool thing to see because I didn't see it anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It was like just Saturdays I got to see that,
and it makes you wonder, like, did they intentionally do that? I mean, now in this political climate it'd be like a very different take on it, but like back then, like, were they just putting on a show to put on a show?
Right.
And did they know how much of an impact they were doing by representing all Latin America? You know, that's crazy.
As a child, I didn't assume nobody was not Mexican though. Like I just assumed Don Francisco was Mexican. I assumed that like everybody else on the show was Mexican.
I was cultured.
Like, I had no like inkling of other Latin American countries whatsoever, other than Puerto Ricans.
It's also because it was in Miami. I feel like Miami is such a gateway to Latin America.
Yeah.
And you see so many representations of other cultures kind of there. So it was cool that they would hold space for so many other people. And it's like, I mean, obviously I love Selena to death, but it was like she wasn't the biggest artist that went on there. You know what I mean? There were so many other, like everyone has gone through there.
Texas, so I'm sure like all you heard was like Selena, especially, you know, all that. So seeing other artists on there, and to me, that's where I knew that there was a little bit more because I saw so many different colors of Latino people You know what I mean? So that to me, I was just like, oh, they speak Spanish, but they look different than my family does. So that's kind of where and like the accent was a little bit different than our Spanish. So,
I will say that, yes,
yeah.
accents were accents were a tell. I was like,
So it was just like Sábado Gigante. Like I remember it was about to be time. It was a thing where my dad would cut up un montón de fruta and we would just all sit in the living room and just like, so seeing El Chacal now as an adult represented through whatever it is that you do.
Side quest, yeah.
It's nice because
you do pop up everywhere with the Chacal,
it really
but
does.
But it is like unintentionally I am promoting Latinidad. Like that is something that's a long-standing tradition. Like we can't lose that history. Like I feel like younger generations on the internet need to know who that is because Sábado Gigante is still the longest running TV show in the United States without commercials.
My sister
like no one else can do that.
Know who El Chacal
Wait,
was.
what? Without commercials?
They didn't have commercials.
No,
They
they
didn't
didn't have
cut to a commercial break at all. The show was 3 hours straight. No one else has been able to do that.
Even internal commercials, or
well, there's internal, but that's like part of the show. Man.
Got it. Yeah.
They had sponsors, but they're not commercials.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I had no idea.
And like, as Latinos, I feel like we need to remember that it's just like this drew audiences before any other game shows. Like so many other American companies try to replicate it. And it's like we have so many different things coming from Latin America that have always set the standard.
And have to do this every single week.
Saturday, yes. This was our SNL, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and then to keep families on a Saturday night, Latino families on a Saturday night engaged, like that's party time. You know, like it's crazy. But it's funny that you mentioned that because my sister, like, she has really no recollection of who El Chacal was because she's part of a younger generation. Right. So it wasn't until, unfortunately, she saw your videos.
Unfortunately, yeah, exactly. You terrorize her.
Kidding. Where she was like, "What is this?"
I have a friend that actually has trauma. Like he was terrified of El Chacal. Like literally, he's a grown ass man. He's kind of scared of it still. I was like, I'm like, when do you want to come to my show, bro?
Would use it as like, oh, mira el cucuy or mira or whatever, and it's you know not a good representation.
Well, he wasn't the nicest.
No, he wasn't.
No,
it's been described as a musical terrorist. Yeah. For people that don't know, El Chacal was basically they had a segment on the show was a karaoke competition, and like they would purposely get some people that didn't know how to sing. So when you would start singing, and it was bad. The Chacal would come with a trumpet and like basically play you off, kind of.
What are the notes? No, I'm just kidding.
A violin
spot,
kidnapper.
see if it's real. Which is funny because even like in mariachi, when we are like doing that to add a show, like our trumpets will do that sound and everybody knows that sound.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody recognizes where those notes put together mean and what they signify. So it's crazy.
Well, at Madera Once shows, like, I feel like that's where like I first started doing it, and it was you.
Yeah, I started.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
No, Jose did not take my trumpet and play it.
No.
Production.
Where I started.
No,
because I owned you.
No. I do want to clarify where it would be like I would stop and be like, no, that sucked, and then by sheer intuition, you made the sound, and I was like, perfect. That was
so. What we're getting here is that you should be thanking him.
I know, I really should.
Honestly,
I definitely didn't pitch the idea to him. But
he did it on stage without my permission, but I approved. I approved.
Take some artistic risks, you know.
And I love that. I let my team do that.
I let my team.
I'm a merciful God, you know.
I mean, it'd be homophobic if you went against it. Yeah. So it's a fine line.
I'm an ally. I'm an ally.
Ally.
And then it became a bit. Like, and then it
became
one of our bits to do that.
Yeah, and it's also transformed. It's like been political. Like we've gone in front of like protests, showing up, and I feel like being a universal symbol to like let someone know when they're fucking up and they need to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? And that was what the symbol was. Like doing it in front of Trump Tower with our like saying about ICE. Like even Becky G reposted it. I feel like it's just such a universal thing that it's really cool to sometimes like crazy characters can be so universal and can have like humor and mixing can be so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's not just about the value of entertainment. They can add on so much.
So many layers to it. Yeah. Oh, that is nice.
Especially when you involve culture, when you involve 100%. History.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
This is probably the deepest
the deepest
conversation we've had on this podcast.
What do I do? Rhetorical question.
So then how did like the sports? You do Chicago Fire.
Chicago Fire.
That's all the sports I know.
Yeah, do you do more sports?
Is there
Yeah,
more?
so-
Are there more sports?
So yeah, so the whole thing with the sports is like, so for people I know, I'm in Barra Brava, so it's basically a
Say
soccer
that
band,
again?
a Barra Brava. So they started in South America. It's basically a drum line with trumpets. I like to call it like marching band with beer, but it's way cooler. So it's like different cadences. You play with the horns, people are chanting. So it's like the environment, you know, like I feel like that's very traditional. You go anywhere in Latin America, Mexico, Colombia, Peru, like the lifeblood of that stadium is in that supporter section, and there's music playing. We play the whole time. Like I've had friends that are, you know, music majors, other trumpet players. I bring them and they're like, dude, you guys play the whole time. I'm like, yeah, dude, like this is a different level of fandom. I grew up playing like soccer, loving soccer, so I feel like this is such a cool marriage of just like my love for music and soccer as well. I mean, obviously I didn't make it to the Peruvian national team to play, but I play in their supporter band, so like going to be able to go into the stadium, playing there, like that was so dope. Like,
So did you just show up with your trumpet one day and just hoped for the best?
Right. How did you become part of this?
yeah, so there's a little bit of origin story for like Chicago Fire. I remember I showed up to like my first game ever, and I saw this guy with a trumpet in line for he had the case for the beer, and I was like, hey, like I never knew that they had one here. I'd only heard it like in Peru and whatnot, and he was just like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, do you play trumpet? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh, so whose instrument is that? He's like, I think my friend. And I was like, oh, I'm like, let me get your number. Like, is there a way I can play? He's like, yeah. And then he like puts like I'm trying to like ask him for a number, and he's just like put his own number into his own phone. He was just like black the fuck out. I'm like, honestly, I don't think this is gonna work out. But I think like fast forward a year or two, like one of my friends.
That's how long it took?
Yeah, I mean, because it was just I didn't really go to games too much.
Well, yeah.
Because a lot of times they would play out by Midway. So then I go to a game finally. My friend invites me. She's like, "Oh, my cousin, he's in charge of it." Blah blah blah. And I think I just posted one of my first videos that went viral. And I felt like I had this confidence. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll go. Like, let me ask him if I can play. So he connected me with the band called Sector Latino, and he's like, bro, just bring the trumpet, come. And I showed up and I like just fell in love. I feel like in the moment it was like, bro, like that energy, that vibe, like just everything just kind of came together, and it was just so much fun to cheer on the team and play at the same time. Yeah.
So then are you like scheduled to go to every game, or you just go whenever you can?
Yeah, I try to go to every game. Like most people in the supporter section are like season ticket holders, so they go to every game. I try to go as many games as possible. Obviously, with the World Cup coming along, I was trying to go to more games with Peru, but Peru didn't make it. But the USA team has like a supporter band for Latinos, so like Latinos that support the United States, called Barra 76. So I've been playing with them. So I'll be playing with them at the World Cup. So yeah.
Damn. So future projects. That's crazy. Wow, I didn't know you were into soccer. I guess I don't know you at all. Yeah.
No, I do be loving soccer.
That's fair enough.
Right. I'm like,
like,
look at
yeah.
this fake ass poser.
I didn't even know his last name, guys.
Like, for real, bro.
I was like, he doesn't even know what soccer
It came
is.
to me.
I think, yeah, I feel like with soccer too, it's just like being Peruvian. Like, obviously, we're not the best team in the world, but
I think that's why I thought that. I'm just
no,
kidding.
exactly. I don't have much to post about. Too many L's, honestly. But I think when like growing up, because I came here when I was 5, like one of the few things you can engage with, it was like, okay, we could listen to the music and we could watch soccer.
Yeah.
Like that's all I really was able to kind of get. Because back then, like there wasn't really that much internet. Calls didn't come through. Like it wasn't as accessible for family over there. So it was just like that's all I really had to kind of hold on to.
Your Peruvian identity.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I came in here with so many jokes and now I can't because he's
Now that
gonna
he
make
laid
me
it on
feel like an
thick like this.
asshole. Like it's
No,
all
they're
I
not.
had to hold on
No,
to.
the Peruvians they will engage with your comments.
It's my only identity.
God.
Don't
Right.
take that away. All
You're
right,
like, well, I guess
God.
that's it.
And this was Jesus.
Well,
I can't work under these conditions.
well, it's funny because every time something Peruvian comes up in my like purview or like landscape of work, all I think about is like, oh, does Daniel know about this? Like, because
You're the only Peruvian I
Exactly.
know.
well, and if I do know any other ones, it's through you. Like I don't know, but you were my first Peruvian, and you will be my. You will always.
his first
you will
one.
always be my.
The record stay production.
Production
Or
must get that.
Make sure footnote that. But yeah, you're the first Peruvian person at least that I consciously knew.
Jesus.
You know, well, because you don't know. Like, I assumed you were Mexican. Obviously, when I
True, yeah.
first met you.
Yeah.
I make it pretty hard to differentiate sometimes.
Not anymore.
You carry around a llama all
If,
everywhere with you.
if
So
someone doesn't know you're Peruvian today, they're just not. They're
choosing not to.
blind, deaf.
Have no social media
Right.
whatsoever. Because Trumpet Sir is everywhere.
Right. But yeah, so it's on top of just being Chacal, like with all the following that you've gathered, you are like a Chicago Peruvian that is like well known. How does that feel for you?
I mean, it's all kind of surprising. I didn't kind of expect any of it, but I think it's just like I'm trying to be as intentional as possible. I mean, obviously, everything I want to do is like support Latinos, take up more space, but at the same time, like as a Peruvian, like we don't necessarily get our moment. You know what I mean?
Because you're one, because you're a much smaller. You get obviously enveloped by the Mexican population, which is most of Chicago's Latino.
Viva la raza.
Viva Mexico.
Let's get that straight.
And Viva Peru.
Viva Peru. Carajo, yeah, let's do that. But it is interesting. I feel like it's tricky because for a lot of people, like I have a good friend that moved here a couple of years ago, and she grew up in a Peruvian community, and she was just saying like being in Chicago amongst other Latinos, like this is my first time having to defend my Peruvian identity. She's like I haven't even had to defend it towards white people as much because it's just like it's for better or for worse. Chicago is such a Mexican hub, it's an ethnic enclave.
Absolutely,
it's a mecca for so many different things. But at the same time, it's just like everyone. Things are very siloed. Things are very tribal in Chicago, so people go very hard for what they're doing. You know, so sometimes like letting up, and it's not going to be like your first thing waking up and be like, maybe I should post a Peruvian song today, or like, oh, let me do this, do that, because people are very proud of who they are, which makes it great. But at the same time, like you kind of have to fight and be more intentional about making space for other people, kind of thing.
Fuck, I guess I'm gonna have to do a Peruvian song for my challenge. Is that what he just said?
Right, I mean, yeah.
And he was fishing for that.
Right, exactly. Just saying. Think about it. No,
Just saying.
Because I know I've done a Chilean one before.
Wow. Before a Peruvian one, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
He
would do Sabrina Carpenter before.
I know, literally,
right? Please. That's actually not my vocal slam of the week. But oh, I had a question and it went away before. Hi, Michi.
Hi.
We also have a second guest.
I know.
The guest.
Another Peruvian.
Owner.
A little hairier.
This is not for you there.
It's my sister's cat, Michi.
Michi.
She's very food driven.
Oh, food driven is...
it's very important. Yeah. When they run away, all you got to do is like do a little bag thing.
It doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work.
No.
That's so funny.
I forgot what I was going to ask, but it was about your Peruvian identity and the population of Peruvian. Do you know what it is here in Chicago?
Oh, she's going in.
Oh, Chicago is pretty small. The biggest hubs are like New York, New Jersey, Miami, and probably California. Peruvians have been here, but it's like in smaller quantities, or they've been like spread out. So I can't say there's like one Peruvian neighborhood here. But for example, there's been there's a really big religious symbol called Señor de Milagros. Like kind of like the La Virgen de Guadalupe, and they've been here for almost like 50 years out of Chicago. But I mean, it's been a smaller population kind of.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of restaurants, community. We have a consulate here. But, yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant to ask you. When your friend said defending her Peruvianness against probably like Mexicans, because like let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest. What does that mean, or what does that look like? What does that sound like?
I think it's just kind of like erasure, if that makes sense. Like I think sometimes saying like people conflate, oh, this is Latino, or because I'm Latino, let's do this a Latino thing, but secretly it's just like, oh, it's a cumbia night, all Mexican cumbia, or like, oh, Latino night. It's just like all micheladas, you know what I'm saying? Like, or this drink, and it's kind of like, which is fine. That's just how it naturally does. But I think sometimes like opening it up and being more pan-Latin American, like there's over 19 countries, you know, like when we say Latino, it's all of Latin America,
right,
and the Caribbean. So I think it's tough, you know. It's hard to I get it. I grew up in San Antonio. Like there was 4 Daniel Flores, the other 3 were Mexican. I was not, kind of thing, and people always assumed that was what it was. But I think for me, it's just like it's been learning a whole different culture, different type of Spanish, type of music, even kind of like ways of talking and acting. And so coming here, it wasn't that big of a culture shock. But a lot of people that are maybe coming from Peru or other Latin American countries or other parts in the U.S. where maybe, you know, Mexican Americans aren't the largest thing. It's tricky, you know. I mean, Mexico centricity is a thing, and it's tough where every day you got to defend your identity, or no one's gonna kind of hold space for it.
Well, and the reason that Mexico centricity is a thing is because they're literally like neighbors.
Yeah, exactly.
To this country, so that's why.
For sure.
Geographically, it makes sense.
Defending
right?
No. No, but what I'm saying, like, that's
back to erasing you, by
back to not talking about you. No, but that makes sense why people would be like dismissive of other like Latin American country identities or representation even, because I've been part of like alumni committees where we do design like Latino night or like whatever type of nights for alumni to come and celebrate, and there will be that one non-Mexican in the group
other
who decided to also join the alumni
you
group, like,
people,
can we also include some salsa or something? I'm like, oh, that's a great. Yes, we should. Absolutely.
You're like, maybe next time.
Just not.
Write your suggestion
that's
in
not
the
really
box.
this vibe for this one. Well, that's so funny because I don't feel that way. But like, yes, I've watched.
You're wrong.
No. What I'm saying is like, I've watched people do that. Do what we just did. Like, do the like. Well, it's not really the vibe for this. And I'm like, well, why
gaslighting?
not? Yeah. Just like, why not? Like, it's weird. Like, who cares? Like, yeah. I mean, the diaspora of Latinidad is so vast.
It is very different. But it's tough too because I feel like there's only so many Latino nights. There's only so many different committees, events, organizations. So sometimes it can kind of feel like a crabs in the bucket mentality where it's just like, okay, if we go with too much Mexican music or artists or like food, drinks, anything, it's like, okay, there's not gonna be enough room for Puerto Ricans or the South Americans or the Central Americans. And it's just like, I feel like there's a different way to find underlying things that we all share and things. But yeah, it's easier said than done, honestly.
Right.
Like, for example, I did like the Sentido events where basically we're supporting like a Latino business. They bring a DJ, you have to spend enough money, you get a t-shirt kind of thing. But like with the Peruvian one, like I pitched it a long time ago to my friend Oscar. And I mean, almost all of them were like Mexican, Puerto Rican. And like when the Peruvian one came around, like he finally gave me the green light. I was like, bro, I need to make this like theatrical as fuck. Like there's a lot of pressure for this to go well, or else other countries will not want to do it. Show,
right.
Exactly. And it was dope. It was amazing. We had like someone in a guinea pig costume dancing around. We had those like robo stilt people, like DJs. Like it was a great event, but it's like it takes extra work to make sure, because like if we only get so many chances, and if you kind of blow it, you don't get another.
You gotta go
one.
like what you feel is above and beyond compared to Damn, I feel more cultured now.
I was gonna make a joke, and I'm not going to. But
say it. Come on.
Well, I was gonna say like when you get that as a woman.
That's
the whole opportunity thing, and making sure
that we get shit done right the first time. Right?
I mean, but it is like
not to play the female card,
and also
but the man is right.
Also, I feel the same way as a gay. So how about that?
Oh.
Look at that allyship.
He said, "How do we make this about me?"
we found common ground ish. No, but I understand. I totally get that. Yeah, like if you're an underrepresented community and you get the green flag, you're like, well, fuck, the pressure's on.
For sure.
Because the rest of the
everyone else is
larger
looking,
population is going to be looking at you like, all right, a ver qué pasa.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, I mean, again, like you were saying, I don't think you ever realized when you were like 8 or 18 how much of an impact you necessarily were going to have just on representing Peru in itself. Here in Chicago, like you came from, like you're not even from Chicago, bro. Like you came in here and disrupted all it here.
Fuck some shit.
Fuck some shit up here. And like, because like I said, you are, I think, the only Peruvian I know. That's how small the population is here. And the fact that you yourself are making it so like you are taking up that space, and as you should, is a beautiful thing. Like I really enjoy seeing your videos of all the restaurants, Peruvian restaurants that we had here in Chicago that I had no idea were here. And we talk a big game about in Chicago how we are so cultured and we have so many different cultures, especially in food. But I'm like, I still go to the same taquerias.
That's what I was just gonna say.
You know, like I still go to my same burger place. Like so it's nice to see that. So I mean, yes, the pressure's on. And I think I asked you off camera, I'm like, did you ever realize like, damn, now I have like a social media personality that does carry weight, but you still have to be self and authentic for people to realize, like, hey, this is not a thing. Like, this is me still off camera.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask along that same line, like, how are you doing with the pressure of all of it? Because you really are. I
It's a
don't think I know
thing, yeah.
any other Peruvian social media lights in Chicago who like are carrying as much of the cultural advertisement that you are.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I guess this might cross the bear kind of thing. I think it's one of those things where I think I just kind of want to be that person I didn't have growing up. You know, I didn't really have someone older that was Peruvian doing things that I really enjoyed or things that was like, you know, honestly just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew other Peruvian people, but it was just like we all were coming from really different situations and stuff like that. So just kind of paying tribute to being a person that you want to see. And I feel like it does take a lot of effort and intentionality about doing things that are contemporary, that are popular, or cool, like the Sentido events, like making a Peruvian one or doing other.
For those who are
She's
just
so
listening
polite.
and not watching, Michi's having a
She's
taste.
just
She likes
scooching
the bread I
over
made,
the
yeah.
bread. Yeah, that's hilarious.
But yeah, no, but I feel like I always think back because like when I was growing up, like in San Antonio, there was like probably I think 60 Peruvian families. Like there's 2 million people there, so like we kind of
Jeez.
knew very close to people. And there was this kid, his name was Marcos, and he was about I think 2 or 3 years older than me, and like he was cool, bro. Like I mean, I looked up to him. He lived on a different side of town, and like unfortunately, like there was some issue with like a drug deal gone bad, so he was killed. So I feel like
Oh
it
shit!
was just always like really sad, thinking like, man, there was someone I looked up to, someone I wanted to be, and like that was taken. It's just like, well, now I kind of have to be that person for myself, kind of thing. And I feel like there's a lot of other Peruvian kids, and it's like in the United States or other immigrant people like that, they don't see someone like themselves and doing something that they want to do and like being the face to someone's future. I mean, like, unfortunately, I'm sorry. I hope it's not just me. I hope there's more like TrumpetPapi, other Peruvian, other like
Please,
underrepresented
no
like
more of those.
Latinos.
No,
You
no
know,
more
like yeah,
trumpet.
please.
No more
Mix
trumpet
it up,
fathers.
like me being in everyone's face. I'm like more Peruvian creators, please, ASAP. Like,
Yeah.
tap me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you just kind of gotta be that change that you want to see, kind of thing.
Yeah. So speaking of that, speaking of being
The
the person
change
that
you
you
want
want
to
to
see.
see, watching Bad Bunny give himself as a child the Grammy at the Super Bowl, and him call out all those Latin American countries. What did it feel like? Because obviously, like, I in the moment that he said Mexico, I still knew that I sat in privilege because most of this is, and by this I mean the city, is Mexico, and as loud as my room got with my friends watching it, like I knew that I sat in privilege of like, well, yeah, it's all of us, like it's most of us in the city, but like the ones that he mentioned, like Peru,
all the other 19
All
countries.
the
Yes.
other.
I was really bad at geography.
Production,
guys.
get him a map, please.
Guatemala, El Salvador,
Nicaragua,
You know,
Panama,
like-
Colombia.
You know, like
Peru.
Peru.
But yeah, what did that feel like? Not just national, but the like global fucking stage to be called out.
I mean, for me personally, to be honest, like I knew he was gonna say it when he started saying like Ecuador, Bolivia, and I was like, all right, we gonna get it. Like, it's coming. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
coming.
You gotta just know.
But was it not still that exciting to?
It was
like,
exciting.
Know
I think
that like it's coming.
It was exciting. I think what was more exciting was like afterwards. I follow a lot of Peruvian outlets. Like there was actually like 4 Peruvian dancers, like 4 people of Peruvian descent, or actually Peruvians that were in that show, and like just seeing her with the Super Bowl, with like the Super Bowl, the stadium in the back holding the big ass Peruvian flag, like that was beautiful. Like, that was so cool. Like production put that image up, like that was just like wow, we made it. Like our stamp is just there. It's not just us. We're not, just the word. Like we were right there, kind of thing, and we contributed to it. I think being part of it, being included, being mentioned is cool, but also like being visibly present, like that flag being there, like. Every Chicago Fire Brigade, I have a massive Peruvian flag that I bring in. It works out that like red and white are also like the same as the fire. But like when we made that historic like win for the playoffs the first time in 16 years, the Peruvian flag was on the MLS website. You know what I mean? Like
That's
we're intentionally trying to take up space.
Yeah.
And even then, like there's a what's it called? A PR company in New York called Bonita Project, headed by a Peruvian, Danny. Shout out Danny. And she had a watch party. and like they recorded themselves like when everyone's country got named, and there's a lot of she has a lot of Peruvian creators and everybody, and like people freaked the fuck out when Peru got there. And it was just such an emotional thing. People were crying, they were so excited that like the NFL like picked it up, like they did a collab post with it, and like that was just like that's how we make real representation.
There you go.
That's how we take up space.
That's crazy. No, because like you think Bad Bunny and like that whole thing, and of course you're gonna be like Puerto Rico, and that's gonna be a whole thing, and like how's he gonna tie it? But like he knew the platform that he had to represent every single Latino that's out there, and then like seeing like where I think where it really hit me was when the NFL posted where he was naming all the countries and all the comments and everybody just like, that's us with flags, to be completely honest with you, that I don't even recognize. And I'm like, damn, we are a huge population and we're huge to that. And more than ever in this political climate, it's just like, if nothing else, it's like we have to be united, exactly. You know, and I think that was a beautiful thing. And like, again, the pressure of, you know, Bad Bunny to have that stage, and then like you to have to represent not just Peruvians, but every other Latino 100%. Culture that's not represented here in Chicago, because Mexicans, we do take up that space. No, absolutely. You know, so that in itself is, I mean, I applaud you for that. So that's
thank you.
Crazy.
I appreciate it. I mean, like, shout out Bad Bunny. He didn't have to do that.
No,
you know
he didn't.
And I feel like, but it's the same thing. I think it's just like understanding perspective. Like Puerto Rico is such a small place in respect to all these other countries and populations, but they've had such a global impact. But still, like, they intentionally still decide to be like, Bad Bunny will be like, you know, the people that really took me to the top were all these other countries.
Oh,
you know
Latino,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like Peru is one of his top 5 streams, like Mexico too.
Yeah.
I think also just in general about doing all these things for Latinos, it's just like I very much understand that. Like when I join the Ancestors, go see Sky Daddy, like I will have majority played music that was not my culture. You know what I mean? Like whether that's mariachi, whether that's salsa, whether that's cumbia. Like I will never really play as much Peruvian music as I do other. And it's just like I'm okay with that. I feel like a win for everyone collectively also trickles down to me. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest thing for me when I started the mariachi in college. Like, you know, I love mariachi, but I grew up listening to salsa music. In Peru, like, we listen to mariachi music. It's dope, but like that's not what plays in all the neighborhoods.
What plays? Is it?
Yeah, so like salsa music number 1 for sure, and then we have our own kind of genre of cumbia called chicha music. So like Los Mirlos, you know, the cumbia de los pajaritos, you probably have heard it. Like it's been all over. Los Mirlos did really well in Mexico. Like that's
Los Mirlos.
I was gonna say, and it's not until you because now when I get back in my car, I'm going to put that on and be like, no way, this is Peruvian, you know.
And they kind of like started the psychedelic cumbia. So then just understanding that is my contribution. Like I think most of my posts, more like things that I promote, will be other people's culture. I'm totally okay with that. I feel like that's how it started. Oh, so I started mariachi thinking like one day I hope there's a salsa band at Northwestern, and now there's a Latin music ensemble because the mariachi did so well. It was very universal. People loved it. Like, okay, let's do another music group. And like I think that's the other thing. It's just like people need to realize like supporting another culture, it also supports you. I don't think it's like a crabs in the barrel, like it's a zero-sum game. Like, no, it's a collective thing.
Yeah. And you're right. And it kind of ties back to like, well, even when we were starting up together as bands, like it was like, well, let's do it together. It's not necessarily a competition.
It's not.
And like we've mentioned this in other podcasts, like even in like the mariachi world is such like competitiveness of like, oh, this and this. I'm like, to me personally, it's healthy competition. It's like, oh, I see another group come up. I'm like, finally, let's do it. And then of course, like I am the manager and stuff like that. I'm like, well, what are you doing that we're lacking? And then you take from each other. And it's all, to me, it's all a healthy kind of, not competition, but it's just like, okay, you are really excelling in that, like mariachi wise. I'm like, I should try to adapt that for my group. And if it works, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, hey, we tried it. But everybody, there's room for so many of us. And like, we are in Chicago, like, we think the Chicago scene in music is so congested, but I can't even imagine what it's like in Texas. Like,
I was going to say, like, it's just like, there's so much room for everybody to eat here in Chicago. Like, Chicago has about 30 mariachi groups, give or take.
Right.
San Antonio has over 100.
Yes.
San Antonio has 2 million people. Chicago has 10 in the metro area. Like, there's just too much work here. I mean, from booking gigs here, when I was like doing the mariachi more full time, it was just like there was so much work. My phone would go off all the time.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many opportunities to play. But I think the conversation to have is like there's just not enough mariachis to fill those groups. So we don't have the backfill. We unfortunately don't have as many, like youth mariachis. We don't have it in school as much anymore.
Yeah.
And like they've tried, but I think making it sustainable has to be more intentional. It has to be invested, because
it does.
It's a shame that like the second largest community of Mexicans does not have the infrastructure of mariachi education.
Preach.
And like that's a huge thing. That's a huge tradition. That's a global symbol, and like that culture needs to be preserved.
And that's what a lot of people I don't think don't understand, just in the mariachi world, where it's like you have to start them young. Like 100%. You can't just it's either you learn in school or it gets passed down.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's gonna die. But we don't have the funds. We don't have all that because we don't have. I mean, like you said, we tried it in Chicago. CPS has tried it, but it takes money. These instruments are expensive. The trajes are expensive. Having the teachers be well versed, if they're not in mariachi themselves, to get the proper education on it is expensive, but people aren't willing to pay. And I think it goes back to this idea of like, well, mariachi is sometimes seen as like the cheap end of like musicianship or whatever. Or like I get all the time from calls like, oh, ¿cuánto cobran? And then I say the price and it's like,
no,
puedo encontrar a alguien que lo puede hacer gratis. Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's great. No, let me know where they're at, bro. I'd love to invite them to my place.
Right, exactly. So it's that idea of like all this costs money.
Yeah.
But it takes people to care, to want to be able to keep fundraising. And it's not even lack of caring, I think. It's just getting everybody else to understand that like we care, there is passion, but we need finances to be able to keep supporting it.
No, and I feel like it's one of those things. It's like we can't undercut our own culture, especially the arts. Like there's oh my god, I forgot the name of the Mexican chef, but I remember she took a group of individuals to a restaurant in the West Loop. They were like, "Oh, it's too expensive. We shouldn't go there." She's like, "No, we should pay that. That's their earned rate." They're like, "I would pay double if it meant like supporting a Latino business, a Mexican institution, doing our traditional thing in a place that you don't normally see, which is West Loop."
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, not every Mexican theme something should be taken, but it's just like when they're doing things authentically, intentionally, like we should support. And like when you're on, like, let's say as a Mexican saying like, oh, that food's too expensive or this and that, it's just like, bro, like that's kind of, you're deciding it. I've had arguments with Peruvian friends like, yes, Peruvian food is not the cheapest now, but at the same time it's like, bro, we're not in Peru. You know what I'm saying? Like we need for the culture to be elevated, for our food to be taken more seriously. Like if we're not paying the premium, how can we expect other people to?
Exactly. And I mean, that's how like brands everything are made. Like you'll pay, $100 for a white tea just because that has a certain label on it, So it is a matter of perspective and taking pride in it is whatever 100%. It is that you do. But unfortunately, I think it is in our mismo Latino community where we just, like you said, undercut each other. Like, I'm not paying that much. Like, I'm going to pay $5 for a taco. Yes, you are. You chose to come here. You know where we're at. And like, it's a whole conversation that I'm sure we can keep having on for hours upon hours.
Going back to like competing against one another, crab mentality, like that's one of the things that you do well. The idea of like scarcity mindset is not real. No, like it's just not. There's space for everyone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to convince people of that, though.
It really is.
It's
especially when they're trying to get the best deal, like especially if we're talking music wise. But speaking of music, what is that one traumatic story or stories that you've had while gigging that you're like, where you question, why am I doing this?
Oh my god.
I probably have
much
so
time
many.
we got?
Just, like it makes you question your entire thing.
I feel like, I don't know. I think we've done a bunch of weddings, and like I would do the booking and like all the correspondence, and like I did that. Like I went to business school. I know how to kind of manage all that stuff. Mm-hmm. We did have one bridezilla, and she was, oh my god. I feel like that was like before the word crash out exists. She had a crash out, and it was one of those things.
What group was it? Fuck it, let's.
No. I mean, it doesn't. The group doesn't matter. It was just like it's like this person was just like really. It was almost like I manifested it because I remember emailing. She emailed me probably. I'm not even gonna lie, 6 months in advance. Like perfect timeline. Cool. This is your venue. Great. This we charge deposit. And I was like, hey, like, and she was like, oh, my mariachi loves mariachi. Like my family loves mariachi. Like we really like mariachi. I'm like, oh, okay. She probably knows like specific songs. I was like, yeah, just as long as you have a request, just like I literally said, don't give it to us the night before, and we can accommodate. Months go by. It's literally the night before. She sends me a list of like orchestral mariachi songs, like Boda de Jose Alonso, like things that takes like a whole orchestra to play. And a lot of them were like, bro, these are very niche songs. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm like, we're gonna try to accommodate as much as possible, but like we're not promising anything, kind of thing. And the day of, like, we're going, like we start playing these songs, and like literally 2 or 3 songs in, they come to us like, can you play the song? And it was like, I think it was like Rebecca or something. Like it's not like the easiest song where you pull out. No one could play it at the time. And then like the family was like, first the mom came and was just like, can you play the song? I'm like, bro, like if we could play this song, we're not doing this on purpose. And then someone else came, and it was just like, bro. And then we started playing. I forgot what song we were playing, but they were like, we started playing. She's like, my mom hates that song. Don't play it. And we're like, we had to stop a song mid song. And then at the very end, we always end with La Negra. And we're like, this is our last song. And this, like, imagine the bride all the way back in the room. She got up and she's like, play my song. She like ran to the front basically and was just like, this is my wedding. I told you to play this song. And we're just like, it was so awkward because like, bro, we literally just said we don't know that song. I'm sorry. And we just had to play it. And like, and by the way, here's the song that I think. And we just had to play out. It was horrible. And the worst part was like, I think she didn't pay the right amount of cash, so I had to follow up with her.
Oh,
Oh my god! But it was just
it's like
bro,
you almost want to take the L just to
I
not
know.
have to talk.
Right.
But
Good
then
for you
have
for reaching
to
back
pay,
out.
but
Because
it's because you have to pay the musician.
I would have I would be like, just don't fucking pay me. Just split that and make it
But
work.
honestly, it's like, what could we have done different? Like we asked you, like, just please don't give it the night before, and you gave us the most complex, like very niche, like that you did. I mean, you didn't lie. Your family loves mariachi, but at the same time, it's like, bro, those are not songs you can pull out overnight.
Those are art pieces.
Yeah,
they're art
literally.
songs.
Yeah.
They're not your run of the mill.
Yeah, exactly. But it also goes back to that idea where people don't really understand what being a musician is and what you actually rehearse and have to. Was it for a dinner?
It was for a wedding.
No, but like for the dinner
it was the
time,
reception. Yeah,
actual reception night. Because cocktail you can get away with not doing a lot.
What? People are drinking.
But when
sorry, it was the cocktail hour, but I wouldn't have made a difference. Honestly, she was mad, bro.
Wow,
that's crazy. Because like I've gotten, especially as I guess the term bridezilla became more coined, I've had my share where like we're following up every week until the day of the wedding, and I'm just like, and you just nod and smile. And there's like this really like intricate list, and we take the time to learn it, but then when we get there, like, oh well, we have these lists prepared, or the songs prepared. Is there anywhere like I sent you a list? Don't worry, sweetie. Enjoy your day. Go get married.
But apparently, y'all were top of mind at that one. Jesus.
That's crazy.
That was rough. I mean,
I bank on not being top of mind. That way.
Did she get divorced that same night?
I don't know. Yeah, no, good. Best of luck. Oh my god.
That's crazy. And it's gigs like that where it does traumatize you, for lack of a better word, to like even take on the next gig because you don't know what you're gonna get. Oh my god.
And I feel like we were pretty early on. I feel like a lot of people were still students, like in
right.
and it was just like, damn, like we didn't have that many gigs on our belts. Like we could definitely play our repertoire, but at the same time, like even if you did play those songs, like people that would always kind of find a way to criticize it.
Absolutely, of course.
And it becomes a vetting process when you have to call people and see, like, okay, let me see what your type is. Like being able to say no is like, I feel like sometimes it's tricky as a musician because it's like you need that opportunity, but at the same time it's like, bro, like you don't want to set yourself up for failure either.
Yeah, it's like at what point is it worth it?
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely. Especially, and then like you get like si te quemas en esa tocada, like now that entire place just knows that you sucked ass. For whatever it is.
Yeah, now
but it's not even your fault. Like the songs that you do know were played amazingly, but just because you didn't have the one like orchestral piece that they have, and sometimes that's all people will go on base you as a group, as musicians, and just like no valen pa nada.
But it's also their fault. They should have reached out way fucking earlier.
Of course, Jose, but you can't tell these people that. Like,
yes, you can. Reach out fucking earlier.
Like they give you the
Read
list.
the fucking emails,
And I'm like,
y'all.
I look at the list and I hand it to Jeanette. I'm like, here you go.
But to be fair, to play the argument also, it's just like that was a long time ago. Like that was
Yeah.
back when there was only really Google reviews and like
Yeah.
that was before social media really had this thing. Like,
Yeah.
could you imagine that bride on TikTok? Like
Oh,
that would have gone viral,
yeah.
and it's just like this. Maybe people would be like, "Oh my god, fuck that group." They start putting all these negative reviews. No one's
Right.
gonna ask like,
And you
by the way, when did you
guys-
ask them for the good?
Right.
Like,
No
it's like,
Well, that's when
Yeah,
you turn
the
on your
court of
Trumpet
opinions
Papi
now.
TikTok account. You're like,
Yeah.
let me tell you what the fuck
Well,
just
and the
happened.
thing is, like, you guys are a baby.
Yeah,
Also
exactly.
that, yes,
Like
yes,
you're
yes, yes.
you're bullying a whole bunch of teenagers.
Yeah.
That's crazy energy.
I
Oh,
will say, so
that just
I
got me so mad.
I recently did a solo one, or yes, a solo gig.
Like truly solo.
Well, that's just where I'm going. I don't do those, but people
so
will.
not a solo.
So people
gig.
will reach out and ask like for the madera once, like we're like, how much does it cost? And then I give them the price range, and then they'll be like, what about just you? And I'm like, oh, I don't think you know what you're asking for. Like me holding a guitar and then what? Like I don't
And then what?
like what do you want me to do with that? But then there's been times where like they're insistent, so I shoot them a price and they're like, cool, we'll do it. And then at that point I'm like, fine, I'll take a pay cut and take someone else with me because I'm not gonna do this by myself. Like whenever I do get hired solo, I never show up
Solo.
I show up with someone who's a lot better than me at
Yeah.
playing an instrument.
Solo uno se va a pagar. Pero...
Literally, I'll take the cut. It doesn't matter for the image. It's fine. But where do you get the nerve?
Oh.
And I mean this in the
Jesus
most.
Christ.
perdón, the audacity.
Where do you get
The
confidence?
confidence. Not just kidding.
Where do you get the
I did it on
nerve?
I did it on purpose because I'm funny. No, but like, because I've seen you do solo, just TrumpetPapi things by yourself.
Mhm.
And we've run into each other where you've done this
Yeah.
too. Outside of being El Chacal, though, like
Yeah.
it's you, it's Daniel,
Yeah,
who's playing the trumpet,
yeah.
TrumpetPapi as TrumpetPapi. But like, how do you manage? Like, yeah, you're out here by yourself. You're not wearing the Chacal suit.
Yeah.
You're not part of a big band supporting a soccer team, and you're not part of a mariachi.
No.
How do you like handle the pressure of just TrumpetPapi at an event? Because you are responsible for, at least from what I've seen from following you, the vibe.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you're responsible for hyping
Oh no, for
the
sure.
people up, and it's just one instrument.
Yeah,
And I'm assuming backtracks, but like,
yeah. I mean, it's very carefully is the answer. I think it's like, it's one of those things where I don't know. I think it's cool and it's not that like trumpet as a solo instrument is not super common. So I feel like sometimes I'll do covers and like I'm on it there. People like, wow, like I didn't think it like hit that hard on trumpet. Like it does. Like I mean, I to my own horn, pun intended. But it's just like it does sound different. It's like you can feel the vibe, and people have really enjoyed that song. So playing it live is cool. I think I do have a privilege, like as a guy. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about going to a performance by myself. You know what I mean? But
that's
I think it's just like that ambiguity, that gray area of like, yeah, I can play a wedding, I can play a reception, I can like get people really hyped during like, you know, like the hora loca, or I can do like a cafeton where it's just like an outdoor party and vibe. But I can also do more chilled gigs. But it's like sometimes it's like, okay, it would be also nice if only people hired me for like, you know, like the wedding ceremony, so I just have to play the same song over and over again. So I feel like it makes you adapt. Definitely keeps me on my toes though. That's for sure.
I was gonna say, I'm like, because your repertoire isn't just one genre,
Uh,
like, but you did this to yourself.
I did do this much.
Yes. So you have no sympathy for me.
I mean, you get a little bit of empathy for me. That's
No, like because when they hire you, I'm assuming it's because they saw you on social media. They know what you can do. So
for
it's just like,
Right.
well, we want you to do some reggaeton, but we also want you to do mariachi, but we also want you to do classical, but we also want you to do this. Da, 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 da. So now you have to have this whole library of stuff
No, for sure.
that you have to do. And not only that, but like you said, it's a solo instrument, but now you have to find a backtrack that fits your vibe. Like it's a whole thing, people. Like I'm stressed just thinking about it.
How often do you practice?
I try to practice as much as possible. I feel like the answer with any musicians is not enough, to be honest, because it's just like there's so many songs I can play. Like for example, like my friend, shout out Kevin at Layers, like he has a rooftop, and the other day I'm like, can I play a song up there? He's like, bro, come whenever. So like I go, like I played one song. He was just like, "Can you play this song?" And I'm like, "Okay." And it's just like it's like Raul Alejandro, like Akel Nap. I'm like, "All right, cool." He's like, "Can you play Deftones?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll play that song."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Can you play Call of Duty Zombies?" And I was like, "Okay." Like all these songs, like where would they ever come together?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you still have that expectation.
Someone's rooftop.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's cool to having the range, but also it's like, bro, like there's so many different songs that I can do.
And then, well, that's where you're like, what we say, el tocar de oído, or to play by ear, is where that comes into play. Because where are you going to find like a score for Call of Duty, whatever you just said? Yeah. I don't know what you said.
Games, everyone. We're playing games.
Whatever.
We've covered sports and games now.
Someone marry me.
That's what this podcast was for.
That's really what it is for.
Speaking of.
Who's the lucky trumpet missus?
Or no, that's not what I was gonna ask. It must be hard to handle dating as a celebrity.
I think that's an interesting question. I think it's interesting, like, to be honest, just being a male doing content, because it's just like for some people, like,
it's cringe.
It's kind of a double standard. It's like I mean, no, to be fair.
But that's what he said. That's literally what he said.
Like he never said those words.
No, but it's like an ick is a cringe. It's the same thing. It's just like I'm sure there's people that see me posting or doing it. Even bro, he has an Instagram account. It's public. Cringe. Like that's corny. Blah blah blah. I'm sure people write me off for that.
Shut up.
No,
really?
it's true. But the double standards that I'm sure, like, I mean, not to be mean, that they made the example that like a guy being a rapper, the same thing as a woman trying to be a content creator. You know what I mean? Like it's just like. Who doesn't want to do that? It's still like very lofty goal. Is it possible? Yes, but I'm like, is it unlikely? More likely, yes, yeah. So it's just like, I mean, I don't necessarily. I feel like I have a different style of content, but at the same time, some people just see numbers, followers, see me posting all the time, and like, that's a cop out.
And they slide into your DMs.
No, that's not how that works for men. But like, but no, I mean, I think it's just like it makes it difficult, but at the same time, it's just like I've always been doing a lot of different things, or like had different side hustles or other side quests. So I think ultimately, whoever that person is, like, they kind of have to be cool with all that stuff, or like maybe more attention. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely perks. I think knowing your worth, like there are opportunities. I've met really cool people. I get to do cool things, but at the same time, it's just like, there has to be some kind of alignment. And also I feel like that person kind of has to be doing their own thing too and being cool with that as well.
So no cualquiera.
No, not that, but it's just like
bitch, you got hobbies?
Right. So you know what a hobby is.
No, I totally understand that. I absolutely, yes. Like, and I think, as gigging musicians, like my weekends aren't always available, and if they're gonna be available, like you're gonna have to book that weekend in advance, like
in advance. And honestly, I won't. Like I can't. Like I will leave that weekend available in case something does come up, because bills come first. Are you gonna pay my bills? No.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
And it's tough to tell someone like the most prime time Saturday, Sunday, Friday, like it might be booked up.
Right.
It is hard to explain that to someone who has that 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, where they don't and the thing is, like, we also have that. We also have
you have a 9 to 5, I have a 9 to 5.
Yeah, but then we have that 5 to 9 later afterwards. And to some people, when you tell them, or when, like in the dating world, if I say like, oh well, I have to gig, but they're like, a gig? Like, wait, for real? Like, I thought that was just a hobby.
Like, I can take you away from
But if you can,
you can.
Right.
Absolutely,
you can take me away from my 9 to 5. What's that insurance look like? That's why we're really all working.
You know what? Thinking over here. Yes, that's the one that I want to.
I want to be a star. But oh my gosh, well, this has been so much fun. Thank you for being an amazing host. Thank you for being an awesome guest. Like, we didn't think that we actually could talk about serious topics. That's crazy.
As you didn't realize that you guys like me, kind of low-key.
It's still up in the air.
No, I knew I liked
We
you.
just needed the followers.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that follow count.
What he just said earlier, people just see followers.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, this is my version of sliding into the DM.
He still has not said TrumpetPapi. Let the record stay.
Yes.
No, I won't.
Go
It's
reach.
weird.
But when the collab
Mission accomplished.
I won't be typing it.
Yes, you will, because I don't do those things.
Know your worth, King.
Let the bitches keep doing the work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you
No.
so much for being, like I said, an awesome host, for having this conversation with us, for inviting us into your home, for
Thank you, Michi.
Michis, for letting us invade into your space. And this has been
Stage Left
Right Vibes.
with José Alfredo
Ibet.
and special guest,
Yes.
Daniel Flores.
TrumpetPapi.
Where can if people don't know you, where can they follow
They
you?
Well,
can
that's
follow
right.
me on TikTok, Instagram at TrumpetPapi.
It's a serious handle, by the
It's a
way.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And also make sure to follow us on Spotify, Apple, and now available YouTube with video content.
Period.
Period, I guess.
All right. Nos vemos. Bye.
Bye.